Yo, you are back live again with another episode of Digging in the Trenches. Yeah, with my man Reggie Brown here.
Oh,
Woo! We about to set it off today. Yeah, we're gonna keep this all aqua and orange over here. Just like my boy Danny Marino over here, or whichever way I'm pointing.
over there.
We're
Yeah.
gonna keep that all aqua and orange over here. Talk some Dolphins with you guys today on this episode. We're going to go over the latest acquisitions that have been made to the team. A lot of free agent buzz and rumors have been talking about out there. It's been a long little holiday break, which we hope everybody had a great holiday. Oh, Thirsty, what's up? My man Rob checking into the house. Fins up, my buddy. We thank all of you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe on your way into the
Right.
show. Hit that, man. And we're going to, just talk about our Dolphins here today. Before we get into the stack and brick segment and our pre-game matchups and predictions for the game, for the Texans game, we're going to touch a little bit about some statistics that we have that we talked a little bit about last week, but we're going to touch a little bit more on them this week. Me and Reggie are going to talk about what we think about those. And then we're going to go, like I said, over those acquisitions and some rumors. So to start off, my man, how was your Thanksgiving? I
It
hope
was
everybody was good.
excellent, man. All the girls, me and my wife got five girls, so all the
Oh, man,
girls were home and
that's
we had
excellent.
a ball, man. But I tell you, man, it's been heart wrenching, man. The Dolphins been gone for 2 weeks, man. And shucks, man, it's
I
just been
know.
tough, But the bye week, get healthy, rejuvenated, and get ready for this playoff push. So I'm out.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I'm super amped. Been really jonesing, wanting to see
Facts.
some Dolphins football
Yeah,
on the screen. Like we had those games that were over the Thanksgiving holiday that were all great games. I seen a lot of good football that was played. I also seen Buffalo. Fins up, Adam Sadowski. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, man. Fins up to you, and you and yours and your family. Hope you had a good holiday as well. But I seen that they suffered a little bit of injuries, like everybody's going to in these games.
yeah,
They got nicked up. Von Miller took a little nick up right
yeah,
there. I think they lost. What was the guy's name? One of the guards. I think one of their linemen, Dawkins.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Dawkins got nicked up as well. We wish nothing but the best for Dawkins and Von Miller and their whole team. The NFL is better with them, just like Josh Allen.
Yes.
They squeaked out the game and won one right there. I was pulling for, I was pulling for
Yeah,
I was pulling for
yeah,
the Lions to win
yeah,
that game right there, man. But
yeah,
it
man.
didn't work out. Did you get a chance to get a look at the game?
Yeah, man. Jared Goff is who he is.
Right.
That offense in Detroit is serious. But ultimately, the NFL has won in them last 5 minutes or so, and he couldn't get it done, man. It was heartbreaking. But the Dolphins, we control our own destiny. So who
Yep.
cares what Buffalo does? We're gonna be good.
Exactly. Absolutely, man.
I
Yeah,
tell
there
you,
was.
man, I over the break, this bye week, I was so needing some Dolphins football that I went back and watched the 1984 Dolphins and Bears game from start
Oh
to
man.
finish with Marino, man, and it felt just like yesterday, just watching
Oh, I know,
Marino
right?
do work.
Woo! That's where I became a Dolphins fan. Is right there.
Yes,
Oh man, what a great game that was too, right?
indeed.
Yep, had that. They had that undefeated season going in, and then we all took it to them on Monday Night Football. Ended up popping the cork for that 72
Yes,
undefeated team.
indeed. Yes, indeed. And
Yes, indeedy.
what's crazy is, I'm from Miami, and one of
Yes,
my
sir.
my hustle back then was selling sodas and hot dogs at the game. So I was
Hell
at
yeah.
the game, and I mean the Orange Bowl was rocking, literally
Mm,
shaking, man. I miss that old Orange Bowl. I mean, Joe Robbie is excellent, but that damn Orange Bowl, man, was a serious venue.
damn right, man. It gets loud in there, from what I heard. It
Man, it
gets
was a
hella
blast.
loud up in there.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely, man. So, as you guys know, the Dolphins have made a couple of moves by poaching Justin Zimmer off of the Buffalo Bills practice squad. If you don't know anything about Justin Zimmer, he is a former Ferris State college player, college alum, played with our own Zach Sealer on the line down there at Ferris. Those boys made a nasty little combo. His tape looked really great. I had the kid actually stacked up pretty good and looking good in the draft that season as well. He was like one of those guys no one really talked about too much about. Had a small school, but those small school boys, just like just as well, Reggie. They play with a lot of heart, and
Yeah,
I like that, man.
yeah, those guys. I was one of them. Went to HBCU, and
Yep,
you're fighting for something, and you're fighting to believe in yourself, and
that's right.
every chance you get, you're going balls to the wall. So I think with our defense, the way that our defensive line plays is the same way that he plays. Sealer,
Yeah.
ultra aggressive fighter, Wilkins,
Mhm.
all of that. So I think he'll fit right in
So do I.
defensive line and the philosophy behind
Yeah.
how we play football on the defensive line. So I think he's a great pickup.
Great pickup. Let me ask you something as being a former NFL player, even a former college player. Um, do you think in your mind and in your heart, maybe even Zach Sealer had a little bit to do with this and they were like, hey, what do you think about Justin Zimmer?
Almost definitely, the intel is endless. And so any information you can get from anywhere, you get that information to make a decision because, as you know, there are 3,000 guys on the street that have NFL dreams just at
Yeah.
that position that are trying to get in. And so
Hmm.
make the best decision that you can. And so you talk to whoever you can about him. And I'm sure Zach was, singing his praises. And, they don't make the final decision on Zach, but Zach could definitely eliminate him if he said, no, he's garbage. We don't want to deal with the person like
Right.
him. He would certainly, that input would be taken seriously. So I'm sure Zach gave him the stamp of approval. And I'm
Hmm.
looking forward to him being on our practice squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's actually going to be on the 53-man roster
Yes, yes,
because
yes,
yep,
yes. And
yep, they
again,
poached him, so he's got to
yeah,
go right to the 53-man. He's going to give honestly, they're doing exactly what I wanted to do if you remember us talking about I wanted to fortify the line of scrimmage on both
mhm,
sides of the football, the defensive line and the offensive line. Well, on the offensive line, they already had some guys like Grant Hermans and Lamonte
yeah.
Galliard, James MP, Keon Smith. Damn, man, they're still sitting like actually playing a little bit what I would consider house money with Austin Jackson and Greg Little, and we ain't even seen Michael Dieter as
Yeah,
damn good as Connor Williams is playing at
yes,
center right now.
indeed.
What? Oh man, that
Yeah,
guy was one of my favorite pickups during the
yes,
offseason was
yes.
Connor Williams and Alec Ingold. Man, oh my God, this guy is playing so good. You go look at the tape, and this guy is just all over the place, man.
Yeah, I
Um,
would say Connor is probably the unsung hero of this year so far. I mean, you had so many questions. We knew what Terran Armstead would do. We knew what Cheetah would do. We knew what Waddle would do. We knew what Tua
right.
would do. He's the guy that had a question mark, and he has absolutely turned that question mark into an exclamation point.
Yeah, you're right. I remember all of us we was in spaces
Yeah.
before the preseason. We're like, man, I don't know. We should have left him at left guard. That's his natural position. We're moving him all over, and look how good he's coming through it in his position at center.
Yeah.
I scouted the kid very heavily and was a big fan, even when he was a Cowboy out of Texas, and he could actually play every offensive line position. So for someone like me, I actually knew that we got a good one right there, and it was going to match really, really well with T Steady, with Teron Armstead.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's making everybody play better, like Michael Jordan did with the Bulls. It's making everybody down there play better. Now Robert Hunt, we're getting the most we can out of Robert Hunt. You
Indeed.
pinch in Robert Jones in between a T Steady and a Connor Williams, and now you're getting him to actually play a lot better than we were even getting out of Liam Eichenberg. No knock out of Liam Eichenberg, but maybe Robert Jones is just a better fit in this offense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you get Brandon Shell over there just coming in and showing them how it's done from a veteran standpoint, how to just be, pretty steady. He's nothing to blow you away, but he does his job.
Well,
I think they're doing a great job,
I think it's coaching matters, man. And One of
Oh,
the big
tons.
things in the off season was all of our coaches had some offensive line experience and all of that, and so they get the guys in that they believe in and think can get the job done, and then they coach them up. And
Yep.
now we see that, and the debate on should Austin Jackson play, should he come in, should he
Mm-hmm.
not? I fall on the if it ain't broke, don't
Don't
fix it.
fix it.
And
That's right. We
yeah,
went over that last week when we ain't touching none of that.
yeah,
As far as I'm concerned, if we need him, we can use him. Like I said, we're playing on house money right now.
yeah.
I really like where they stand from that standpoint, and I really like where they stand from the defensive standpoint now. Bringing in Justin Zimmer, I'm sure you'll agree with me. It brings us to a point where we can do a lot of different things on the defensive line now. You'll have another guy to give a couple guys a breather and some rest on the sideline. Like maybe Sealer needs to come out for a play. Justin, you're going in. Maybe Wilkins needs to go out for a play. Justin, you're going in. Maybe they want to go a heavy front. Justin, you're coming in with Raekwon. I really like what they've done, which will segue into the next segment. We'll just get into it right now.
Let's
They
go.
also added a practice squad player. Remember, they had those two. They had two rosters. They had a 53-man spot open, which they just used with Zimmer, and they had a practice squad spot open, which they've signed.
Yeah, I think that they signed the fullback again. That Jake Vargas.
His name is RJ. Oh, I came back. There we go. His
yeah.
name was. Sorry about that. I froze out real quick. But the player that we added, his name is RJ McIntosh. He is what I call a tweener, a guy who can give you a little bit of 3 tech. He can give you some 1 tech really in a pinch, maybe even a little bit of 5. His tape looked really good. He's got long arms. He's what I call a backside chase defender.
Yeah.
He'll clean up plays. And this is even if we needed to use RJ. Right now, he is a player that's on the practice squad that I love the pickup because we got poached for Ben Stilley. That was a Nebraska defensive lineman who was coming on for us. So we needed to replace that. And so I'm glad that they did that. I like what they're doing down there with the defensive linemen. Oh, I can't forget they also added Brennan Scarlett, but we already knew that. So it's just it's fortifying the defensive line even more. So it's great because they'll be able to do different combinations, different looks with what I want to do is send four organically so you can have like blitzes off the linebacker side or the edges and then disguise it with some coverage off the back end. And you can do that, like, when you get that organic 4-man pressure.
Well, I think it's a couple of things. One is I love the fact that they're not standing pat, that they're still looking for players going out to find fits and really trying to continue to build a Super Bowl roster. And then number 2, particularly from the defensive line, it's almost taking that, and I hate to say it, but Buffalo Bills approach of really having multiple guys that you can run in on the defensive line, keep them healthy, keep them, ready to go, and not miss a beat. So you can put them in for 2 or 3 plays, and they'll give you everything that they have on those 2 or 3 plays to let Ingram and Wilkins get a breather. So when the starting dogs come back in, they're ready to go. And so I love the approach that
Same.
Mike McDaniels, and shout out to Chris Greer, for the
shout out
he's doing, man, to support Mike McDaniels and the whole football team.
Absolutely, dude. They're doing it the right way. And like you just touched on right there about keeping your defensive linemen fresh and having them able to come in and give you a couple of plays, 3 plays, 4 plays, but you're getting the best out of them for those 3 or 4 plays. Like you just mentioned, that Justin Zimmer is famous for knocking the ball out of Cam Newton's hand on a play to win those guys a huge playoff game. And it also does 2 things by giving us the guy that we needed to take Ogba's spot on the 53-man, but it also takes a key piece away from your most critical opponent in our division. So I like that we went after our enemies. That's where I want to poach from, is from the Bills, from the Jets, from the Patriots, from the Chiefs. I want to poach those guys first, from the Ravens. Why? Because then it in my eyes and the way I feel about it is it'll hurt them maybe not like on the books because we're not taking a starter away from them, but we're taking somebody that means something to their football team, a key locker room piece, a key guy, a glue piece, a silent assassin, like they call Justin. I love the pickup, man. I love the RJ pickup.
You can also get, if just a piece of intel,
Yeah, there you
some
another.
tell
Yep.
that, you can do an alert. Maybe he twitches before he snaps the ball. Maybe he does something. Maybe Josh Allen whatever. You can get some piece of intel that may be pivotal moving forward in the playoff run. So I love it.
Oh man, that's key. You just hit onto a key piece right here because as you know and I know, all football talk basically is universal with, blue, red would be, blue left, red right, whatever.
Yeah.
But that universal talk right there, if they're coming out with those keys, you just hit on a big key piece because he is going to give us a key intel. Maybe on third downs, they go on the second letter into whatever the call out is. MacGyver or Night
Yeah.
Train, whatever it is, maybe he can give us that key piece like you just said. So there's another good reason why we made the pickup and the addition. I wouldn't doubt if they made more of these moves going forward. I wouldn't put it past Chris Greer in any which way or manner for them to
Yeah.
make some moves like that.
Yeah. You want him to just keep working, and again, just
Mhm.
continue to build in the 53-man roster and the practice squad. And
Yes.
there are multiple ways to get to it, like you said. And you start with looking at the enemy's roster and seeing if
Yes,
anything
sir.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And don't forget, you are watching live, digging in the trenches with my man, Reggie Brown, and I am JPF
Oh,
Scout, digging in the trenches. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button. We have a plethora of sports channels here and sports people with great knowledge in football talk from anywhere from Miami Heat to Miami Dolphins. And that's what we like to talk about here. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like. We thank all of you from tuning in. We're going to keep things rolling around here. I've been hearing a little bit of some rumors, and I think we talked a little bit about it on the morning show with my boy Rob on the Dolphins Daily that we do about maybe bringing in someone to help out. And I heard a rumor, and I think SI has been linked to this guy as well about Odell Beckham Jr. coming into the Miami Dolphins. What do you think about that, Reggie?
man, whenever you got a chance to get someone like that, he's won a Super Bowl now. You know, you can't say enough about his athletic ability and all of those things. And can you imagine, Waddle, uh, Cheetah, and Odell? That's just who you double, who you deal with. So I think if we can get him, it's going to be great. There's a lot of rumors out there. He's been, shooting some tweets out, and a lot of people think the Cowboys, but that would be just
Yep.
like McDaniels and Chris Greer to sneak in on the back end and steal him, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would. Honestly, I think it's not far fetched that they could do something like that. I mean, why not? You're trying to win a Super Bowl. When you look at the way the team's constructed right now, if you're going to put, Tyreek at X and Waddle at Z, would you rather have Mike Gesicki in the Y, or would you rather have Odell Beckham Jr. in the
Right,
Y? So,
right. I'll tell
honest,
you, the two teams that he's been really linked to has been the Giants and the Cowboys, and they
yep,
both play on turf. So that could be a determining factor with the Dolphins sneaking in is getting them in. Blake says he heard he's a cancer.
yep,
And, I would say that Mike McDaniels and Cheetah, we have a locker room, in my opinion, that can control that. The climate and culture that Mike McDaniels is building and
yep,
has established could handle that. And the one thing too is, you take a chance on someone like Odell, and if it don't work out, hey, you get rid of him. But
yep.
you got to take a chance, and you got to trust the process and the leadership with Tua and Armstead and those guys to be able to control that and keep the narrative on winning and not personal stuff.
I agree wholeheartedly. If there's a chance that they got to sneak him in there and, obviously have that talk about, hey, we're bringing you here to win. We're going to make that push to win the Super Bowl. Then I would do it as well. He might be a head case, but we had the people in the locker room in place to
Yeah.
keep all of that stuff in line. I agree with Reggie. Um, let's just segue into the next segment. I was looking over some of those stats we were talking about last week, and
Mhm.
we didn't touch on any of the defensive side of the stuff. But let's touch on it right now, just briefly, before we jump into some other stuff. But on defense right now, I mean, total yards, total defense, they're 20th with 356.7 yards average a game given up. They're 22nd in passing yards per game giving up right now with 239.8. Rushing, it gets a little better, I guess you could say. The average yards for rushing game is 116.9, which puts us at 16th. The points per game, I think all of these are going to get better too, by the way.
Yes. Yes.
Um, the points per game is 24.1, which puts us at 22nd defensively. What do you think about those stats right there? Like, do you think maybe we're going to get a little better,
Yeah.
stay
I
the
think
same?
Yeah, well, I think that, nobody wants to hear the injury excuse, but I think that's just what it is. It's a real thing. And so our defense has had to morph and change, every week. First it was Nick Needham, and then,
Yep.
cornerback situation, and then Brandon Jones, and
Jones, yeah.
all of these things, Trey Flowers, and all of these
Yep.
people. And so now I think that things have stabilized, and Katie Kohu is now not considered a rookie anymore. He used to play 8 games, 9 games. Now, he's considered a guy who knows what to expect and not going to be guessing, can go out and just play now. And so I fully expect that our numbers are going to get better. And I mean, you think about what Chubb is doing and what he'll continue to do. And then, the thing with Chubb is not only his own playmaking ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're going to see. He got his first sack or half sack or whatever it was in the last game, but having him now frees up Jalen from
Yep.
double teams. It frees up Wilkins from double teams. It frees up Sealer, Raekwon.
All
So
of them.
all of that now, we really have a chance to get going on the defense, and then the running numbers I think are just going to continue to get better. I mean, when the lead running back or the main running back has not hurt us, obviously it's been a problem in Miami for years, with the running quarterback is still hurting us. But I think overall the defense numbers, just going to get better and better. I see us finishing around 15, 16,
Yep.
14, somewhere like that by the time the season ends. And, you get a top 15 defense and a top 5 offense, the sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with your assessment right there about somewhere in, middle of the pack,
Mm-hmm.
14, 15, even 16 is
Yeah,
acceptable. I'll take whatever,
yeah.
just a little bit better than what we have right now. When you jump into the special teams part of it,
Uh,
this is where it gets
uh,
terrible, man. It's so bad. Like the average kickoff return for us is 17.9
uh,
yards. It's 30th. This is where I really have a big problem, and I know you will too, is the average punt return for us is dead last. We're 32nd with 5 yards of punt return average. I mean, that's got to change. We have to have some help there. We average 28th is we have 15 fair catches. The longest punt return we've had, which is the dead last, is 13 yards.
mm,
13 yards is the longest punt return we've had, you guys. That's terrible. It doesn't get no better from the kick return side. 28 yards is the longest kick return we've had. That's
mm,
second to last. Then if you think about it, the Ravens game, they gave up the kick return, made up for it with the blocked punt versus the Bears, and Ogba got his hands on a blocked field goal, in the Pats game. The special teams has been atrocious. It's something that we need to be concerned about because we need to play better. And you know what? After racking my brain numerous different ways, and I'm sure you've thought about it a lot too, I think the only way to solve something like special teams is not going to be to fire anybody, but to have some of the starters actually play some more special teams.
Well, I can tell you that I saw on the last depth chart that was released, Cheetah was actually the kick returner.
Yep.
So, it's such a double-edged sword,
I
when you
know.
do that, but when you're in the midst of a Super Bowl run, you just got to go. I was hoping
Absolutely.
that we wouldn't have to do that, but you can't be dead last in punt return, kick return, field position, particularly down the stretch is just so important.
Crucial.
And I mean, I know that our offense can score from anywhere. I feel comfortable with that. But you just can't continue to make it hard on yourself when you got 80, 90-yard fields to go. There's just too much can go wrong. And so, having, being dead last, I mean, our average starting, we might as well damn just let every kick return go in the end zone, man, and just start at the
Yep.
25 because when they return it, we're starting at the 17, the 21, 22. We might as well just damn let it go through the end zone. Don't worry about it. But I do think
Yep.
putting Cheetah back there now encourages everybody else just a little bit more. And let's see where we go. I don't know if the punt return, Cedric Wilson. I mean, he's been trying. I'll give him an effort.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he just, gets you excited at that position. For me, at this point with punt return, just catch the damn ball, man, and just catch
Yep.
it, get what you can, and get down and let the offense take over. But we just gotta get better at that. And then, being dead last,
Yeah.
that's losing football, and we got to improve that.
Exactly. What do you think about, maybe this is something I was thinking about, like, just because I'm thinking about how to fix this. What do you think about throwing out like a double punt return men to give the threat of the reverse and double kick return? I mean, they already do the kick return, but the double punt return, like Waddle and Hill, or Holland and Hill, or vice versa, however you want to mix them.
Well, you got
What?
to try something, man. So I'm all for it. 'Cause what we're doing ain't working.
Yep.
So the threat of a reverse is going to make the defense, the punt return unit, the punt team, stay disciplined, and
Mhm.
so that's a good thing because right now they just running, just go get the ball.
Yep.
I do think that we got to get better. It seems to me at the jammers, getting being fit more physical at the line and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, we got to do something, bro.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, this is the tall telling part of it that I found very interesting to me, was the turnovers. We're a -2 total right now, which is 25th. We've only had 4 interceptions, which is 30th, and 4 fumbles recovered, which is 30th. Now, on the other side of the ball, on our side of the ball, which is the offensive side of the ball, they're taking care of the football. They only have 2 fumbles, and they only have 4 interceptions, or no, excuse me, 7 interceptions. That's not too damn bad. So
Yeah,
they're not giving it away on the offensive side of the ball, but they're not taking it away on the defensive side of the ball. And I think later down the line we're going to see, I hope, where we stay the trend going, the offense the way it's going, but I think the defense starts getting their fair share of turnovers as we get going more into meaningful games, playoff games. I had some notes written here. We missed 10 plus sacks, attempts, and opportunities, hands-on quarterbacks that I can like see with my naked eye throughout these last 10 games. We've had drops / missed 10 plus INTs. Xavier has had like 5 of them himself. I
they
think if they,
don't
you know what I
ever
mean?
miss.
Like those
They
plays could
never
be,
miss this.
exactly. They could be big impact plays. Those plays right there are crucial down the stretch. And I think those ones, as we get going later, I think we start making those plays.
Yeah, one thing about football is it balances out, and ultimately you become who you are. I still believe that Xavier will finish with 4 interceptions or so. I mean, he's just that football player. He's a ball hawk, and eventually he's going to start getting a couple. Javon Holland again is a big play guy that produces fumbles and interceptions. I think he gets going. I think Kader Kohu, with the way he's been playing, may slide in and get an interception here or there. And then
Yep.
I think where we're going to see the most of it is what you said. I think we'll get some fumbles in the pass, getting the pass rush home now with Chubb and Phillips
Mhm.
getting in there and creating some sack fumbles. So I think it'll balance out. And then again, like you said on the other side, I think that there has just been a premium on protecting the ball. Aside from the Pittsburgh game, Tua has been really good with the football, and there's no sack for almost, but it was close in that game. You got to say that. But he's been so good at protecting the ball, throwing away from defenses, throwing their receivers open. So I'm not concerned about him, turning it over the ball as much. Wilson run hard, protect the ball, and so I think on offense we're good, and I think on defense it's going to balance out, and we're going to start getting some turnovers.
Absolutely. I agree. I think, like you've heard that term in football before, when you can get that pressure on the front end, it's going to help the back end to
Yes,
do what they
indeed.
need to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm not going to beat a dead horse or anything like that. And I know all of us want nothing but the best for this football team. But how dope would it be and great if they are able to somehow, some way get Byron Jones back on this football team? Wouldn't
Man,
that just be like the ultimate cherry on top of everything we
man,
just already got
man, yeah,
right
yeah.
now? I'd
There's
love to
been
see
a lot of
that.
there's been a lot of chatter, man, and I
Mhm.
just come to the standpoint of based on everything that it must be his body that just hasn't been responding. I don't buy into he just don't want to play football or he's upset about this or that. I mean, the Dolphins won. They give him the best chance to make his money. Trying to go
Right.
somewhere else, he's not going to make as much money as he does with the Dolphins because he's not going to get another contract like he has with the Dolphins. One. And then number two, the Dolphins give him the best chance to win a Super Bowl right now. Why wouldn't you want to be a part of this with what's going on with the team? So I just tend to think that people's bodies don't heal the same way. And we just have to be patient with it. And hopefully, at some point in the very, very, very near future, his body responds and we get another guy who's going to just, that's almost like, inserting at this point a third round draft pick, who can come in immediately and give you minutes and play.
Absolutely, dude. It's a plug and play player you could put
Yeah.
in right now, knows the defense. You'd be like, go in there and do what you do best. I agree wholeheartedly, my man.
But I also think too, as quiet as it's kept, Katie Kohu has almost made you, I don't want to say forget him,
Mhm.
but you feel good with Cater back there. You feel good with what's the other guy? Escapes me.
Keon
Yeah,
Crossing.
that they've been good enough. That
Yeah,
they played well.
I
And
agree with that. Like when the thing I like about Cater is when he's back there, I feel like he can run with most guys that are in this league. So I feel comfortable in that manner.
yeah,
I'd like to see him get his chance to make some more plays on some footballs, but that will
yeah,
come. That
yeah,
will come. Just go out there and do what you're supposed to do, and all the plays will come. I want him to let the game come to him. He looks great so far. I like what we got so far with him. It does kind of make you almost forget about Byron because we've done this up to this point without him. But to get another body like and a guy of his experience like that, damn, it would be really nice. Um, don't forget right now you're watching Digging in the Trenches live. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, please. We are growing here. We love to have more Dolphins fans come in and talk some football with us. But we'll spill into the next segment right now, which we'll just go ahead and stack up the bricks and get into the
let's
pregame
go
matchups.
stack them up.
Yeah, let's stack these things up, baby. And I'll tell you what, it's when you went and looked at it, honestly, from one side of the football, there's really not much to stack up, is there? And on the other side, which is our side of the football, it looks really good. When you get into the game, um, first of all, we get into the game. I heard something, and you probably heard the same. Mostert is a doubtful. I don't know if they're going to make it a game time decision. I don't know if
Yeah.
he's going to be out. But this is a great chance for other guys like Selvin Ahmed and Miles Gaskin.
And you want to see those two guys, man.
Yes.
You want to see them. They've been stalwarts through the bad times, and they've just
Hmm.
been some grinding guys. And certainly we want Moser to be healthy and ready to go, and hope he plays. I think it's going to be a game time decision.
Yep.
But in the event that he doesn't, you can trust Ahmed and Gaskin to make a play. And I really, pulling for those two guys. They've been
Right.
good, and they deserve this to happen for them should he not be able to go. So I'm excited for them.
I am as well. I think they deserve a little bit of love and some carries and some looks. They're also in their contract season and need that film out there as well.
Yeah.
So I think we'll grant that to them. But when I stacked it up, man, I have the Dolphins sitting at 44 bricks right now.
Wow. And it's just a fact, man. We got and I know that's probably on the low side. We could probably stack a few more bricks up on top of that.
Oh yeah, man. We could. That's on the low side for sure.
Yeah.
It is, but when you jump into it, I'll jump right in. This is digging in the trenches. We like the line of scrimmage down here. I'll jump in right in first. We're gonna get into the line of scrimmage. We got our old friend Laramie Tunsil versus Chubb. I'll take Chubb on that one right there, only because I know he's powerful. I know Tunsil's going to give him a run for his money, but I'll take Chubb in the end. Then you get more inside. I got Green versus Wilkins. I'll take Wilkins. I got a key right there as well. Then their center would be Quisenberry versus Raekwon Davis. I'll take Davis. Then you got a rookie going against, I think his name's AJ Can, I think, versus. Yeah, he's been struggling bad, man. And he's going to go up against Zach Sealer. Oh, boy. It's going to be a long day for you.
Oh,
I'm taking my dog, Zach, right there. Then you get out to the other edge where I think their edges look decent. Their bookends, which is Laramie Tunsil and Titus Howard.
Yeah.
Titus Howard versus Jalen Phillips. I'm taking Jalen Phillips, dog. I'll take my dogs all through there. I had a note right here. It's a wash. Finn's D-line jailbreak.
yes. I pulled for Titus. He went to my university, HBCU guys.
He's good.
Drafted early. But unfortunately, tomorrow he gonna get his ass whooped.
Yeah, he's gonna get worked up by that big dog Jalen with them long arms.
It's gonna be a long day for him. I'm gonna have to call and console him after the game.
Give him a call, like, man, you got to shoot your hands out there quicker, move your feet on that guy. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Then when you get into this is like a bright spot, I guess you could say, for the Texans, is they got the Pierce, the running back, Pierce and Burkhead versus Roberts and Baker. I'll take our two boys. I mean, I think they'll give them a run for their money. Pierce is very young, very explosive, very shifty, runs well behind his pads, low center of gravity. He can outrun you. He can run around you or run through you. So you got to be prepared for that kid. But we do well against these running backs. I'll take our boys right there.
Yeah. The key to it is that we just be fundamentally sound, get him on the ground. He's going to get his yards. He'll have a play or two, but ultimately we control him, and it's not even close.
That's right. When you look at I think this is the only key that I gave them winning would be one of their wideouts. But when you look at Nico Collins versus Xavier Howard, I think that's who they'll match up Xavier with is Nico.
Yeah.
I'll take Xavier, man. I'm taking Howard all day. And then this is the one I give them would be our boy, though, Brandon Cooks versus Kader Kohu. Kohu, you're a rookie. Yeah. I'll take Cooks there, but I think Kohu's going to get himself an interception in this game. I'm calling it right now. I think he gets one in this game.
Yeah, he get a pressure interception. Brandon Cooks is a KG vet, man. The guy has been in the league for 7 or 8 years, had multiple 1,000-yard receivers.
That's right.
Good. You can't take anything away from him. And so, the good thing is Kader will continue to get these tests, and by getting these type of tests, it prepares him for the stretch down the road. So I'm hoping that he draws that matchup. And,
Me too.
And competes and does well and learns some stuff.
Absolutely. Everything you just said, I agree with 100%. Then you got Moore versus Crossan. I'll take Crossan. I'll take Crossan versus Moore. So
Yeah.
they get one key right there, but we'll take the other two keys, and we
Yeah.
got the line. So we're looking. I mean, we already knew this was going to be a little bit matchup heavy in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Uh, but when you look at their, this will be the last one on their side of the ball. Their tight ends, which notoriously around here the Dolphins just don't do well with tight ends.
Mm.
But I think it'll be differently this game. It's Akins versus and OJ Howard, who's pretty good, versus Eric Rowe and Javon Holland. I'll take Rowe and Holland, man.
Yeah.
I'll take. Yep.
Akins is good for a player game. He'll, I'm in Houston, so I see the Texans, and so Akins
Yep.
is good for 18, 19-yard reception a game. Nothing gonna wow you. The decent guy,
Yep.
but we should be able to contain him. And considering, and I know you'll get to this, their quarterback position and what's going on there should,
Yeah, we'll talk about that one right now since you brought it up.
yeah.
It isn't even in my matchups. That's how bad it is. They've already pulled and announced that Davis Mills will not play and start this game.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Allen will start versus the Dolphins on Sunday, which is tomorrow. God, I can't wait for tomorrow. You're starting a guy who honestly doesn't have a good track record already. Yeah, he can win a couple games for you here or there, but you're going up against the Dolphins defense. Josh Boyer makes mincemeat out of these guys who come in there and try to get him a game or two. You never know. Every dog has his day. Maybe they could beat us, but I don't see it happening.
For us, again, I go back to this, and I know, in Twitter spaces, they get tired of me saying it, man, but the climate and culture that Coach McDaniel is building, that you kill a gnat with a sledgehammer. You don't play.
Love it.
You're a professional. You take care of your business. You be your brother's keeper. I think all of those things just won't allow us to let a journeyman come off the bench and beat us. We'll have success on our defense. It's football, so you expect that they'll have a play or two or three, but ultimately they're just not better than us. And I don't think that our defense and our leaders are going to allow us to, take them for granted.
Absolutely, man. I actually put out a tweet this morning and tagged all of the captains to everybody in them, and I was like, man, don't take no one lightly.
That's
And
it.
all the he say she say means nothing right now, and
Right.
he who laughs last laughs best. And
That's
I'm just
it.
going to keep that going all
Yeah.
season long because I want this team to win the ring, and they want to win. They want to win just as badly as we want them to. I feel we got something special here with this Dolphins football team. I agree with what you said. I think the leadership is too thick on the team. Everyone's talking this could be a trap game for us. Not with this team, this squad. They're going to have everybody ready to go. Let's jump over to the other side of the football, which would be when the Dolphins have the football right now. Man, T Steady versus Jerry Hughes. It should be a great matchup, but I'm taking T Steady.
Easy.
I know. Yep, you take him too, right?
Yeah.
Then you got Jones versus Hinish. I'm going to take Jones. Jones has been coming on lately. He's been playing great. I'm going to take him. Connor Williams versus Malik Collins. I'm going to take Connor Williams. Connor Williams playing great football for us. Then you got Robert Hunt versus Green. That Green kid, he can pass rush. He can get after you. He can play. But Robert Hunt's going to handle his own right there. I'll take Hunt. Shell versus Harris, if that's who they throw out there, they can mix and match that position. I'm going to take Brandon Shell. I'm going to take, again, it's a wash besides Hughes and Green have some rush. That was my notes to the end of it. Hughes and Green have some rush, but it's a wash other than that. I take our O-line versus their D-line.
Our O-line on their own have been so good this year.
So
considering
pleasant.
what we thought coming in, and it would be a position. And when you're not talking about Connor Williams and Robert Jones and Robert Hunt, that means that they're playing extremely well. And then, something that can't be lost is the Tua effect, getting the ball out of his hands, the play action, the play design, all of those things just negate so many defensive lines. So even if they may be a little better than our offensive line, which the Texans clearly are not, what we do on offense negates so much of that stuff. So, yeah, we're going to stack the bricks right on top of their head. What can you do? And I think that Armstead has just settled us so much, man. He's just
Uh-oh.
settled waters. Are you good, bro?
Yeah, we're good now. Yep, I'm
There you
back.
go. Yeah, yeah. So offensive line, yeah, we handle business.
Absolutely, man. Turn Armstead, T Steady, and Connor Williams help anchor down that line right now, and I'm loving every bit of that. We'll keep it going on the offense. I don't think Mostert's going to play, but Wilson and whoever else versus Kirksey and Wallow. I'm going to take our running backs versus their linebackers as well,
Yeah.
and then we'll get into the unicorns that I've been playing all damn season, and I'm not going to stop playing them. And that's going to be Tyreek Hill versus Nelson or Smith or whoever. That's what I have
Or whoever.
that's what I have on the notes. I'm taking Tyreek Hill, dog. That's why we brought the man here. I brought this dude to chop defenses apart and in some cases bring 3 or 4 or multiple guys toward him. So our other guy, Jalen Waddle versus Desmond King, I'll take Waddle as well. Waddle has been a stalwart for us. He's coming on even more and more as we speak. He's a perennial, man. He's going to be one of those guys we'll be talking
Yes.
about for a long
Yes.
time.
Yes. Yes.
Then you get into a dude I really like right now for us has been coming on is Trent Sherfield versus Thomas. I'm taking Sherfield, dog. Just give me Sherfield right there. He's been balling for us. And then you got the last matchup I'll get into because we could exploit this if they choose to, which I would, is Gesicki versus Petrie and Owens. I'll take Gesicki. I think he could stretch up the scene.
Yeah, I really think that this is a breakout game for him. I think that Gesicki, has been coming on of late, and eventually his number is going to start getting called more and more and more. So I really expect him to have a good game. And then they are certainly missing, their top corner and Stingley. And
Yep, they
so,
are.
that hurts them. And then you lose a guy like him, which pushes everybody up one step. And so we end up with a third stringer or fourth stringer going against Waddle, and depending on the matchup, so it's gonna be crazy, man.
It's gonna be nuts.
For them to match up. But like you said, you don't underestimate anybody. And as we like to say, you kill that gnat with a sledgehammer. You just keep beating him upside the head until they just quit. And
that's right.
I don't want to, be bold prediction, but I expect by the fourth quarter, Tua is somewhere drinking a Mai Tai or something.
Absolutely, I agree with that 100%. We'll jump into the last half of it, man, with the score predictions. What do you think this final score is going to be tomorrow for the game?
Conservatively, I'm gonna say 31-10. That's not what my heart. But conservatively, 31-10.
Absolutely, man. You know what? I'm going to go a little bit bold right here because I'm going to be kind of crazy because I think this is going to be the game where they're just going to let it loose, man. Honestly, they should. I got the Dolphins winning 41-10.
About right. And that's about right. That's about right.
Yeah, that's what I think we should be doing, something around there. I think we'll wrap them up and then move on to the rest of the schedule that's going to be hard for us to face.
Let's go.
Like you were just talking about right there a little bit, you spilled into it with the scheme and the quarterback and the play calling and everything that helps kind of like, shall we say, hide our deficiencies and like where we're bad at. As we get going further into playoff football, I think that these things that we just talked about right there, the play calling, the scheme adjustments, moving the line, rolling Tua out, all of that stuff, I think it makes us very, 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 very difficult to beat, and we're going to be hard to kill because of that. We got a great team going forward. If you could put the cherry on the top, which would be the defense, making more plays for us, maybe have a threat of a scoring defense going into the playoffs, that would make us a big threat. What do you think? You got any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
I do. I thought that I remember when we were in Spaces this summer, I made the comment that we wouldn't find out who our offense is until week 7 or 8, right? because
Yep.
it takes that much time. And then, Tua gets hurt, and so that puts a little, puts some time on it. But I think now we've only seen about 70% of the offense, right? And I
I
think that
agree.
just going forward, we just now just keep adding to it. We haven't, Mike McDaniels talked about Tyreek doing some Debo stuff and Waddle doing some Debo type stuff from San Francisco. And so
Right.
I start seeing now that our team offense really knows the base offense, that now we can start throwing the nuances. I can't wait to see
I know. I'm so
get one of
excited.
those crazy reverses or gets one of those, Cheetah lines up in the backfield and does something crazy and all of this stuff. You know what I mean?
It's
So I
crazy
think,
you're talking about that. Have you been thinking about that in your mind too?
oh yeah, I mean,
Because I've been thinking about the same thing. Like, how would it be to have like a stretch looking concept and you hand the ball to Mostert and then Mostert pitches it to the cheetah on a jet sweep, but then
yes,
Waddle's on a reverse coming the other way.
yes,
Man, you
all
could
of
do
that.
so much with that.
Yes. It's like you get the Christmas toys and you playing with them, and then you start figuring out, okay, I can do this and I can
Yep.
do this and I can do that with all of these toys. And the key to it, which is why last week and the last couple of weeks has been so big, is to really get that running game going, really get it
Yeah.
going. And
Yep.
now this week, let's get it going more. And that's really what I'll be looking for most of all is to see the run game really get going, continue what we started a couple of weeks ago, because once it gets going, man, the sky is the
It's the
limit.
limit. Yes. Because once that run game goes, then they know they're like, oh, well, we got to put 7 in the box to stop it. Man, we're going to smoke you over the top then.
Yeah.
And then even when you think you're going to stop the run, you're not, because we're better than you are, and we're going to come out there and prove it, and we're
Yes.
going to block it right, and we're going to run it right because we got the right guys and all the right positions to do so.
Yes.
I honestly am so excited because I agree with what you're saying. It's funny to hear you talk like that, so we're on the same page, man. Like, this thing could go a lot of different ways, and they can got tricks on. And I bet you they got tricks up their sleeve we ain't even seen yet, you guys, and we're gonna see them as we get going further down the line. But we are getting ready to run up close to the hour here, so we're gonna let everybody go. But don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit
Right.
that like and subscribe button. Oh, by the way, I think we are doing some sort of a jersey giveaway. I think maybe, Bobby, at the 500 subscriber, we're going to be giving away your pick of the whoever wins. There it is. Bam. I say and I get. And
Wow.
one of those jerseys right there. I'm going to help hook that up for you guys of your choice of Jalen Waddle, the Houston Rocket. Yeah, everybody Waddle. Everybody Waddle. Or, yeah. Or we're gonna get my man here over here, Snowman, Javon Holland jersey of your choice for our 500 subscriber giveaway. So you know what? Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe over here. Come talk some football with us. Let's hear what you got to think about this great football team that's in front of us, getting ready to play tomorrow. Other than that, man, let's just go ahead and wrap this thing up, man.
Hey, man, you got to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell another friend.
Dolphins love. We got all the information. You ain't getting no content nowhere like this. Real football talk. Tell your friends to subscribe and press like, man. You got to do this. You know how good it is. You just watched it.
That's right, baby. Absolutely, man. And you know what? On that note, I think we're going to get up out of here until next week, and you can catch me on the post game. Thank all of you guys. Fins up, baby. He who laughs last.